welcome Brette to Croomskie's Corner.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thanks for joining me. So, just start off a little easy. What was it like growing up playing hockey in Williams Lake?
Yeah, like small town. Everyone thinks it's, I don't know, not very good. But I think like growing up in a small town was honestly probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. Playing with boys all growing up until bantam and then making the switch to female hockey. I've had the opportunity to play for many great coaches and had a lot of good training throughout the summer at Total Ice Training Center, which I still train at even now. Growing up in a small town, like you just like get all the fans and everything and just the great community support even now, which has just been amazing.
Awesome. So mentioned you got to play a lot with boys. What kind of advantages did that offer for you as a female hockey player?
Yeah, for sure. Like playing boys was it's definitely different than playing girls, like the physical part of it for sure. I don't know, boys is just a lot of like faster game. And I don't know, I guess the social part of it is a lot different as well. Like playing with girls, you're in the dressing room all the time together. With boys, you're just dressing in separate dressing rooms. And I don't know, it's just a different atmosphere for both of them.
For sure. And, growing up, who did you look up to and who introduced you into the game of hockey?
I don't know. Growing up in a small town, like it's either hockey in the winter and soccer in the summer or figure skating, but I wasn't really ever into figure skating. So I guess like living is like there's not a lot of options. So I guess playing hockey was just the best option. I used to watch hockey with my dad and stuff growing up. So like that was always just something I looked up to. And I don't know, like for the academic side, I definitely looked up to my sister because she's always been like super high in academics. She's finishing her third year of nursing. So she's always been pushing me to do my best in school. So that's always been a plus as well. Both my parents have always just been super supportive through everything, through hockey, school, moving away from home. So they've always definitely been people I look up to.
Well, that's really good. And so when did you know that hockey was something that you really wanted to pursue more?
I used to play hockey and soccer. So like playing both sports, it was hockey in the winter and soccer in the summer. And then once I made the jump to just committing to hockey, I think that's when I decided that I was going to pursue it and make it part of my life, I guess, and making it kind of my pathway to a good career. I started training a lot more with hockey in the summers and getting better off ice and on ice. So, I mean, like just getting better kind of pursued me to take that next step.
Awesome. So, you ended up with the Northern Capitals program. What connected you to this program?
Growing up in the North, like there's not many options, and always like growing up, I was like, oh, I want to play for the Northern Capitals. Well, the Northern Cougars back even in the day. We've had a lot of a couple Williams Lake girls come up here to play. So it's been kind of that pathway that I've chosen and could see myself in the past, and now I'm here in the future. So that's something that was cool about that.
So, I mentioned like Williams Lake girls come to play here. Well, I mean, when you finished for your first year, Piper Alexander and Paige Outhouse also came to play. Having some familiarity coming to the program, did that make for a smooth transition?
Yeah, for sure. We also had two other Williams Lake girls, Sarah Vermeulen and Cadence Petty-Clark Crosby came up as well. In our first year, I lived with Piper in my first year, and I have lived with her for the past 3 years. So that's always been an awesome like transition coming up here, having someone from home and having that connection is really awesome. We have a lot of community support from Williams Lake, which has also been pretty good, like always in the newspaper there. So that's always been a plus. I guess that's just perks of living in a small town for sure. Yeah. Definitely having Paige and Piper and the other two girls was definitely super, like it felt like home more coming up here.
That's
so
awesome.
That was good.
Nice. So, since coming to the program, spending a couple of years here, how much have you seen your game grow through the program?
Yeah. As a player, I've definitely grown. I've definitely adjusted to the pace of the game, like going from playing like single A hockey to playing triple A is definitely a big step. I've learned how to play with the like different calibers of girls. I've played as a first year. I know how it feels having that first year 2 years older than you. I've played as a third year, playing with girls younger than me, being the oldest on the team. I've learned how to develop as a player, adapting to the new coaching staff and adapting to the new players coming in. So it's been a great overall experience for like my hockey.
Awesome. So, we've established how you've grown as a player, but now off the ice as an individual, how has the program helped you grow in that way?
Yeah, for sure. Moving away from home was definitely one of the biggest steps in like growing as a person. Living away from my family, moving in with new billet family. My first year we had a different billet family that I'm living with now. So those different transitions have definitely built me as a person. Having to like deal with schoolwork and missing a lot of school has been like difficult, especially in your high school careers, like missing every Thursday and Friday for the past 3 years, and has been a lot. You have to dedicate your studies on the bus and in the hotel room. As a person, I've learned how to deal with like different types of teammates, like shy teammates, people who I can have a conversation with, people I can't, just
Right.
different people. I've learned how to meet new people that I never thought I would meet. So that's cool.
That's awesome. So you mentioned billet families. How important is it to have a good billet family while you're here playing?
Yeah, so I've been super fortunate to have two amazing billet families. I had an amazing billet family the first year, which was like my first year coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
Super scary, but they were awesome. I had two billet siblings then, and I have two billet siblings now, different age groups, but I mean, it's just amazing how they can just take you in and as a family. Current billet family I'm with right now is just amazing. Like, it definitely helps having your license, like, so they don't have to drive as much, but
Right.
it's just feels like home when I come here, and it's good. And I billet, as I mentioned before, with Piper. So that's also been awesome, having someone on the team that you can, like go to practice with and go to games with and talk about after. And, it's just been awesome.
Oh, for sure. And so, kind of
Mhm.
looking back on your time here at the Capitals, before you depart to go off to college, what are some of the memories that you're going to really miss as you go on?
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm definitely gonna miss the relationships with like the girls on my team. Graduating this year has been a lot, like leaving a lot of my friends and just like lifelong friendships that I built, and just like that part of it. I'm gonna miss like the I don't know, like PGSS honestly has been awesome to me. The hockey program has been awesome. Amazing coaches at the hockey program. Just Caribou hockey in general has been a great experience. I'm gonna miss almost everything, like bus trips and whatever. Like, I'm sure I'll get a lot of bus trips in university, but it was just different here, and I'm just gonna miss a lot of it for sure.
So you got those memories to bring with you, but now you got a chance to make new ones. You've committed to play for the Dinos at the University of Calgary. How did that process go? Like, what is it like going through the process of commitment and all that?
Yeah, for sure. So I guess it was a little bit different for me. I went to the U of C ID camp April after my grade 10 year. So I would have been 15, 16. So I went there and had a pretty decent camp. I talked to the coach after, and she wanted to like talk to me and commit me then. And I was like, I'm in grade 10. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to take that next step.
Right.
So I talked to her all through my grade 11 year, sending her like all my videos and stats, and she links to my games and stuff like that, and just keeping in contact and making sure I had the right grades to get into like different programs and stuff, which was huge. Like, for female hockey, it's important to have good grades, because you can't take that step into like junior hockey like boys. You have to go straight into university or college or wherever you want, but like mostly your grades are dependent on where you go. So I had to make sure I maintained my good grades all through grade 11. And then actually right after spring break, I got sent home, right, because of COVID.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to the U of C there, and when I got home, I was like, Mom, like, I gotta commit here. Like, this is my dream school. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen with COVID and everything. So I committed in March, which was probably the best decision I've ever made. COVID hit pretty hard after that, and now it's pretty hard for a lot of the girls to find a place to play. So
you mentioned UFC is your dream school. What about the school really jumped out at you and made you think, yeah, I really want to go to the school?
Well, I don't know. I love Calgary and I've always loved Calgary. I have family there. So like
Mm,
it's like just like kind of always been there. And I don't know, like the Dinos have always just been like there's some girls from the Caps played there or
yeah.
and they're playing there now, which would be an easy transition. I feel like that way. Um, Mario was really good about like I coached this year, was really
Yeah.
good about getting me exposed to UFC, and I don't know, it just made it kind of seem like better. And like even after going there and touring the school, it just made it seem a lot more like where I wanted to be.
That's awesome. So,
Hmm.
before you make your way there, is there any assets of your game that you think you need to improve or you think you're ready to make that jump?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely still like since grade 10, I've always been working on my skating, like getting my speed faster. Like I feel like taking that jump into university, I just have to get that quick foot speed a lot faster. For sure, and just getting quicker shots. And I feel like just being faster overall in general, because that jump's going to be huge in speed wise.
For sure. So, once you get to college, what are your goals academically once you get there?
Yes, I want to be a nurse, so I'm hoping to either get into the nursing program this year or just take my first year of sciences and get into the nursing program for the following year and just do the 4-year nursing program and hopefully come out with a degree.
Awesome. Well,
Mhm.
that's all my questions. Thank you, Brett, for joining me and for your well thought out answers, and best of luck going forward.